Our top focus story on the broadcast, the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangha, the RSS, has read the riot act to the BJP on the issue of one rank, one pension. This is a meeting of top RSS leaders with the BJP leadership in the national capital. The RSS has told the government that the announcement to implement one rank, one pension should be made as early as possible. They've also said that whatever are the sticky issues, whatever are the issues where the government and the veterans don't see eye to eye, there should be an independent commission that should be formed to iron out those differences. RSS General Secretary Bhaiyaji Joshi met the Union Home Minister Rajnath Singh, the Union Finance Minister Arun Jaitley, the Union Defence Minister Manohar Parrikar and the External Affairs Minister. We are told, what we've also been told, that one rank, one pension should be implemented ASAP is the RSS point to the government. This comes after Finance Minister Arun Jaitley and Defence Minister Manohar Parrikar gave a briefing on issues related to one rank, one pension. Sushma Swaraj, Rajnath Singh and Amit Shah were present at that meeting. The party's entire parliamentary board was present except Prime Minister Narendra Modi at that point of time. Now let's quickly listen in to India Today's Jugal Purohit. He sends us more on this war for one rank, one pension. The veterans are very clear. Their demands were accepted by the Parliament, by the Supreme Court, by the Koshyari Committee and by Defence Minister Manohar Parrikar, and at this late stage it's wrong for the Union Finance Minister Arun Jaitley to say that there are differences, there are different interpretations of one rank, one pension. Let's listen in.
The mood inside this camp, which has been here for 80 days today, is markedly different. Those who are protesting tell us that since the last evening, they've had at least 4 senior representatives of the government calling them and telling them to tell their demands and offering their services to mediate. That coming on the back of the RSS telling the BJP it wants the OROP issue settled at the earliest has sparked a lively atmosphere here, and among people's minds, especially those protesting, anticipation that perhaps there may not be an 81st day. With camera person Waqar Ahmed in New Delhi, Jugal Purohit reporting for India Today.
Now, the government had in principle agreed to one rank, one pension. The Prime Minister made a commitment when he was campaigning in elections at his Rewari rally. After the Rewari rally, a commitment was reiterated at the Siachen Glacier on Deepavali. The Prime Minister once again at his Mann Ki Baat spoke of one rank, one pension. From the ramparts of the Red Fort, the Prime Minister said that the government is committed to one rank, one pension. He said this with the tricolour after he unfurled the tricolour. There remains some major niggles on this issue, and I want to bring in India Today's Brijesh Pandey for more on this. Brijesh has been tracking developments at this RSS conclave. Brijesh, tell us more. What did the RSS tell the BJP?
Well, you know, what we have been given to understand by our sources is that the RSS has told Manohar Parrikar as well as Arun Jaitley and a couple of other important ministers that, you know, that the perception which is gaining ground on OROP is not politically conducive for the party. And they said that, you know, some sort of commitment or announcement on OROP should be made as early as possible. And issues which are contentious issues, government should declare that that they are planning to set up a commission on those issues. But, you know, one of the biggest niggle is that the yearly revision of the pension, and the government has told the RSS that, you know, that in principle they are committed to it, and they're ironing out the niggles in this OROP implementation. But before that, the government cannot and makes it stand public. On that, the RSS said that you know, the government might be talking of fiscal sense, but this particular delay in OROP can cost the government a lot politically. So, you know, the RSS has conveyed its message very clearly to the BJP government that they should go ahead and announce the implementation of OROP as soon as possible. Gaurav?
Jugal is also going to join us in just a moment. Jugal Purohit, he's at the veterans camp at Jantar Mantar. But Brijesh, tell me this, the government has a very limited window to announce one rank, one pension. It will have to be announced, if at all, before Bihar elections are announced or after Bihar elections, and that would be after perhaps Deepavali, and that is a long gap. Is the government working on a timeline that it has to be announced before Bihar elections are announced?
Well, Gaurav, as of now, there has been no communication as far as the implementation of OROP before the Bihar Assembly election or before the dates for Bihar Assembly election is announced and the model code of conduct kicks in. But the fact of the matter is that there are certain physical exercise which the government feels is very imperative and which is perhaps proving to be the biggest bone of contention in implementing of OROP is that yearly revision of pension. And the government is very clear on that it's technically impossible for any government to implement that, and the veterans, army veterans, will have to go for this incremental increase in this pension only once in 5 years. And the government is also willing to set up an independent commission if the army veterans feels like. But given the kind of war mode these army veterans are, it's a very, very delicate situation for the government. Gaurav?
Okay, it's a delicate situation for the government. Now, Brijesh, what we're also being told by our sources in the government is perhaps the North Bloc and the South Bloc are not on the same page as far as one rank, one pension implementation is concerned. The numbers that were worked out by South Bloc, by Defence Minister Manohar Parikar's team, and in North Bloc by Arun Jaitley and his team, they just don't seem to tally.
Well, yes, but Gaurav, we also have to understand that, that the final call on this decision has to be taken by the finance ministry, and the finance minister, has made it very clear that, in principle, they are not opposed to implementation of OROP. It has been there, they have said this in the election manifesto. The Prime Minister has reiterated it on more than several occasions. So they are saying that they are not against the implementation of OROP, but, all they are saying is that, couple of issues which are extremely contentious as far as the physical prudence of the government. They are saying that army veterans should not be that rigid and should come on board and try to understand the problem of the government. And they are saying that in principle they are with the army veterans. It doesn't do them no good to see these veterans protesting out there at Jantar Mantar going on a indefinite fast. But
okay, let me quickly bring in Jugal Purohit for more on this. Fiscal prudence is something that the Union Finance Minister has been talking about. Jugal, if the RSS is telling the government implement ASAP, if there are niggles, set up a commission, are the veterans willing to compromise even a little on the yearly review and settle down for perhaps a 3-yearly review or a 5-yearly review as was suggested by the government, or do they want it my way or highway?
Well, you see, Gaurav, it's 80 days since this particular agitation at this spot is on, and otherwise the issue is 4 decades old. But I can tell you, Gaurav, that today there is a sense of flexibility which is seeping in. I am seeing, after a lot of hard posturing from both sides, some signs of flexibility, some thaw in that sense. Let's now speak to Group Captain V.K. Gandhi, who's the General Secretary leading this. Sir, we spoke to General Sadhbir Singh, also your colleague, and he told us that if it comes to that, we are perhaps ready for one rank, two pensions. Are we seeing some flexibility which many in the government were hoping to see much, much earlier?
It's like this. We have never been inflexible. We have never been difficult, we have never been rigid. From the government side, somebody is sending a wrong signals when they say that we are wanting increment every month or every year. There can be nothing farther than the truth in this statement. We have never asked for it. That is one. Number two, what we are only asking for is what is within the definition of one rank, one pension.
Which dilution, slight dilution of...
I'm coming to that. Let me explain. We are only saying that the definition says that junior should not get pension more than his senior. That is the essence of one rank, one pension. We are only asking this. Now, if it happens that in a year, a junior starts getting pension more than a senior, it has to be automatically, instantly corrected, which is inbuilt in the one rank, one pension. What we are saying is there could be any other reason, like what happened in the case of rank pay, like what happened in the case of government not giving 2006 areas correctly. The annual increment is to cater for those issues. It is not an increment of 3% which government or some officers of the government are.
So do we see some flexibility?
I'm coming to that. Therefore, it is important that the annual equalization is not going to cost government more than 50 to 60 crores. If government thinks they cannot afford 50 to 60 crores to satisfy the prestige of the ex-servicemen, well, probably we are ready. We have never been rigid.
So, you see, Gaurav, in the wording lies the sentiment that Group Captain V.K. Gandhi is echoing. And just a few minutes ago, I also interviewed Rajya Sabha MP Rajiv Chandrasekhar, who is intervening between the government and the veterans. He held a meeting with them last night, and he too has said that if the veterans are ready for one rank 2 pensions or one rank 3 pensions, then it will not take much longer for this issue, for this ugly spectacle of our veterans sitting on the streets at Jantar Mantar to wrap up. It's now, Gaurav, in my assessment, a matter of time. Both sides are now in public telling you that they are willing to talk to each other and show flexibility and depart from their stated positions. Back
That's
to you.
a big story. That's a big story. Jugal Purohit and Brijesh Pandey, for the moment, many thanks for joining me. Keep tracking that story. I will come back to you for more.